Alright, Darren here for our April educational video of the month. So this month I'm going to be talking about why it's important to take time out, regenerate and restore balance, not only for your fitness, but your whole quality of life. And what that comes down to is you lose balance, you lose power. So what does that mean? It means managing factors beyond the workout are often neglected, but for many people can have the greatest impact. So our philosophy here at Function Well is based on the ancient Chinese philosophy of yin and yang. And what does this holistic philosophy lead to? Well, it leads to what we believe superior fitness. And superior fitness is a fitness that best prepares you for life. So it not only makes you better in the gym, but also, in all elements of life. So a better parent, better, business person, athlete, whatever it is that you do, you're going to do it better. Now, this philosophy dictates that opposing forces complement each other. So this means, when we look at our yang, that's a high intensity training, but in order to have the yang, you need to restore it with the yin. So we're looking at taking time out for, all the features we have here in the restoration zone, like ice bath, infrared sauna, steam room, sauna, yoga, meditation, breath work. You might look to do a recovery, swim, massage. So understanding and implementing a relationship between these two is phenomenal, not only for your training, but your whole life, and it's a principle that will stand the test of time. The further you dig the hole, the more you need to replenish it. So when I refer to dig the hole, whether that be, overtraining or a lot of training, or if you're overstressed, overworked, whatever it is in life that's giving you a lot of stress, the further you dig that hole, the more you need to replenish it with taking time out with restorative protocols. When we look at long-term stress exposure, whether that be a physical or emotional, the body doesn't know the difference. It responds with cortisol. So if we have the extended periods of cortisol or elevated cortisol, our stress hormone, it will lead to a disrupted central nervous system, the ability to burn body fat will be diminished, and your energy levels will be impacted. So we want to look at methods to reduce our stress. Now, our cortisol essentially, and methods that are going to help us recover and come back and repeat our efforts in the gym or in life in a peak state. So the top two that I recommend that anyone can do is looking at our nutrition and our sleep. So our nutrition, we want to be fueling our bodies with nutrient-dense foods, but also decreasing the foods that are inflammatory to our body, causing our stress response. And then next, we want to look at improving our sleep quality and quantity. It's probably the most underutilized protocol for improving your health. So on top of our nutrition and sleep, we can look at protocols we have available here in the restoration zone. Looking at meditation, breath work and yoga, cold therapy and heat therapy. So looking at meditation, in Tim Ferriss's book, Tools of Titans, where he interviewed 300 people that are leaders within their field, a common theme was out of 80% of them, they all did some sort of meditation or mindfulness practice. So meditators have claimed for hundreds of years essentially that it leads to greater peace of mind, greater focus, leads to calm and overall improved well-being. So then when we look at our breath work, has shown that you can positively impact your nervous system and immune system. So something as simple as breathing, and I suppose that's been popularized by the likes of Wim Hof with his Wim Hof method, where he has an emphasis on cold therapy and specific breath work. When we look at our cold therapy, athletes, it's been well known that athletes use ice baths and more and more recent times what's called cryotherapy chambers, but they use it as a recovery protocol, to flush lactic acid, help reduce inflammation, help them essentially reduce fatigue and perform at a higher level. But as I said, with the Wim Hof method, he's shown that, backed by science, that this cold therapy and the cold shock proteins that are produced, and the immense benefit that's coming from it with hormonal balance, improved sleep, release of endorphins, increased immunity, the metabolism of brown fat, as I said, reduced inflammation, improved recovery. And then when we look at the heat therapy, where we're producing the heat shock proteins, which has been well used all around the world, particularly in countries like the Finns, the Russians, the Chinese, have used heat therapy as part of their health and well-being program for long periods of time now. And as per many of the benefits from cold therapy is produced in heat therapy, but you also lead into clearer skin. Also one, increases in growth hormone. So growth hormone is a fat blasting, lean muscle building hormone. So having the heat therapy helps with the growth hormone production, increased metabolism, reduced stress, I should say, reducing blood pressure, but enhancing your recovery. But 3 people I've written down here, if you want to look further into the benefits of your cold therapy, the breath work, the heat therapy, is podcasts and Googling Wim Hof, Ben Greenfield, and also Dr. Rhonda Patrick. You will find some amazing research and an insight into the benefits of, I suppose, everything that I've spoken about today. So, how do you know if you need to take some more time out to, unplug from the chaos of this crazy world? Is, ask yourself, when was the last time you took a few minutes out to think about absolutely nothing? It's a really hard question to answer, but if you can't answer that one, it's a good sign that you need to take some time out to restore some balance. And in doing so, sometimes you can feel selfish by taking time out, but in doing so, well, will enable you to give more to those you love and more to your job, and will improve your productivity. So I hope you found today's video useful, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the gym. Always here to help.